Okay. Are you 9 and 11 students from CSC, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
9, CSC 9 and CSC 11, right? Thank you. Thank you very much. And may I know the name of CR from CSC 9? CR's name, please.
Sir, Satvik.
Just a minute. Satvik. Could you please tell me his mobile number? Satvik is CS 9, right?
Yes, sir.
Good, good.
Yes, sir.
And may I know his mobile number?
So 630
630
550
550
7298, sir.
7298. Okay. And do we have any, second CR
Yes, sir.
from CSC 9?
Yes, sir.
Could you please let me know name and number, please?
Anirudh, sir.
Anirudh, right?
Yes, sir.
Anirudh. Mobile number, please.
733.
Sorry?
733.
Very good. 733
754.
754
9007.
9007. Good. Thank you. And from CSC 11, please. From CSC 11, could you please respond to me? From CSC 11?
Yes, sir.
CSC 11. CR number, please. Name and number, please.
So, CR Abhishek, sir.
Abhishek. Very good. Okay. His mobile number, please.
1 minute, sir. So, 99
99
122.
122, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
83
83
753.
753. Good. Do we have any second CR for this section?
Yes, sir, from girls.
Okay. Could you please tell her name?
Priyanka, sir.
Priyanka. Priyanka. Her mobile number, please.
6281
6281
133
133
712, sir.
712.
12.
Right. Good, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. And good morning, guys. Today's topic is parts of speech. I think you might have heard earlier, many a time. And parts of speech, very, very basic, fundamental thing. I'm not going to teach you. We are going to discuss and keep remembering this thing. And if you, I'm expecting you to participate in this discussion. Don't think that I'm teaching, you're listening and you're learning. And we are going to discuss and we are going to share our knowledge, nothing more, right? And I'm going to share the screen. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Parts of speech. I think in English language, there are two concepts, parts of speech and phases of speech, but we are not talking about phases of speech. We are talking about parts of speech, right? Parts of speech. You know, how many parts of speeches are there in English language? Would you please, how many are there?
8.
8 parts of speech. Very good. What's your name, please?
Nitin, sir.
Your name, please.
Nitin.
Nitin. Very good. Very good, Nitin. Very good. Good, good. And 8 parts of speech. Could you name them, please?
Yes, sir. Noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection.
Very good, Nitin. Super, super. Very good. We have 8 parts of speech, but now we are going to discuss parts of speech with emphasis on pronouns, conjunctions, and prepositions. Particularly, we stress on pronouns, conjunctions, and prepositions. Okay. Right. Intended learning outcomes. By the end of this session, you will be able to apply the concepts related to parts of speech to solve questions, detect errors related to use of pronouns, conjunctions, and prepositions, rectify errors related to pronouns, conjunctions, and prepositions. These are the intended learning outcomes. Okay. Guys, could you please answer this? Mithun, what do you say? What could be the possible answer?
D, sir.
Answer is D, right? Noun is a naming word. Excellently well. Good. The people who may not answer physically, they can send the answer in the chat box. Okay. Answer D. Good. Good. Answer D. Okay. Here is an example. See, this is a mango. Mango is noun here, right? Good. And I'm going to the next one. What's the answer? Answer is? Many people keeping their answers in chat box. D, 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 D. Very good. What's your name, please? It's not Mithun. I think someone else. Could you please?
Sandesh.
Sandesh? Is it Sandesh, right?
Anvesh, sir. Anvesh.
Anvesh. Anvesh. Good, good. I'm sorry. Anvesh. Anvesh, your answer is D, right? Could you please tell me the reason? Why did you draw the conclusion that your option is D?
Sir, it's like describing a verb. Adjective is not what it describes a verb is adverb. So we use adjectives to actually tell something about the noun or pronoun we use.
Exactly. Your answer is super. And adjective is the word which describes both noun, usually noun or pronoun. Okay. And here is an example. See. And here is an example. This is a delicious mango. Mango is noun. We have already discussed, right? Mango is noun, right? We have already discussed mango is noun, right? And what kind of mango it is? What kind of mango it is? Delicious mango. That's why delicious is the word. That's why delicious is an adjective. Guys, could you please let me know one example of your own using, adjective describing pronoun. Here in this sentence, adjective describes noun, but I want one example of your own adjective describing pronoun. Could you please respond to me, guys?
They live in a beautiful house.
Beautiful house. Here in the sentence, beautiful house, beautiful is adjective which describes house. That's a noun, but not pronoun. But you know the answer. It's very simple. Ashwin? Mithun?
Yes, sir.
Could you? It's very simple. She's beautiful. Who is beautiful? She's beautiful. Who is beautiful? Did you catch the point? She is beautiful. Who is beautiful? She, right? Beautiful is adjective which describes pronoun here. Are you clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Okay. What's your name, please? Dear, what's your name, please? The woman who responded to me.
Vidya, sir.
What's your name?
Vidya.
Divya.
Vidya. V, sir. Vidya.
Divya. Good. And shall I move? Okay. What's your answer? What would be the possible answer? An adverb is? Good. Many people are answering. Thank you very much. An adverb is? Oh, many people answered. Yeah. Good. I really appreciate your answers in chat box. An adverb is? What's an adverb here? Could you please, Vivian? Could you please answer my question? Mithun? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Mithun, Okay, okay. And what could be the possible answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, adverb modifies a verb. Anyone else, please? But many people answer D, 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 and some people say A, and some people say D. And could you please, anyone who responded to me, who said the answer was D? Vivian, what's your answer? Whatever you want to
D,
say.
sir.
Answer is?
D, sir, all of the above.
D. Could you please give me the reason? Or shall I explain? If you want to try it. Guys, don't feel hesitate to answer these questions. The things you know, I don't know. The things I know, you don't know. We are learning, and be in your mind, we are all learners. I too, I am also a learner. Don't think that I come from the next world. Understand? We are all learners. We are learning. We are sharing knowledge. That's it. Nothing more. If you want to tell anything, tell me freely, very freely. Don't hesitate to answer the question. It may be wrong, and my answer may be wrong, and I may not be correct. Don't think like so. No one is correct in this world. I hope you understand. An adverb, your answer is D, right? And guys, you need to understand one thing. An adverb has three functions, three duties it has. Three duties it has. Adverb modifies verb, adverb modifies adjective, adverb modifies another adverb. Right? Adverb does three functions, does three duties. That's why D would be the answer, right? And see, here is an example. Here is an example. See, this is a very delicious mango. We have already discussed what is parts of speech of mango. What kind of part of speech it is? Mango. Guys?
Noun, sir.
It's a noun, sure. And, delicious is the word which describes noun, right? That's why delicious is?
Adjective.
Adjective. Very good. And what kind of delicious and how much delicious it is? How much delicious it is?
Very.
Very delicious. And this is the word, which qualifies the adjective. Therefore, this word is adverb. Right? Guys, could you please give me one example? Adverb describing verb or adverb describing another adverb? One example of your own. Divya?
Like he's running very fast.
He is running fast, right? Good, good. Fast is an adverb here because it describes verb here. Very good. So far. An adverb has three duties. Adverb modifies verb, adverb modifies adjective, adverb modifies another adverb. You just remember these three things. These are the duties of an adverb in a sentence, right? Good, guys. Very good. Very good. What's the answer?
D.
Answer. Some people are giving D, D, D. Oh, many D's. I'm receiving. Good, good, good. And D. Is this Mithun, right? Mithun? Did you say D?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Could you please justify your answer? How could it be D? Just your answer is right. Absolutely right. Your answer is right. No doubt in it.
Yes, sir. So conjunction means only it's connects to words, to phrases, to classes.
Exactly. The word itself denotes, conjunction, joining the junctions, connecting the junctions. That's why it is called conjunction, right? Conjunction is a word which connects two words, two phrases, two clauses. That's why it is called conjunction, connecting the junction or joining the junctions. Therefore, it is called conjunction, right? Conjunction is a word which joins two words, two phrases, and two clauses, right? Therefore, it's called conjunction. Very good. Good, guys. And almost all you people answered D. Very good. Super. And here is a sentence. Say, and this is a very delicious mango. It is rarely available. Here, two sentences. This is a very delicious mango, one sentence, and it is rarely available, another sentence. Here are two sentences. These two sentences are connected by this verb not, right? This is the word, here is the word but, which joins two sentences. This is a very delicious mango, one sentence, and it is rarely available in the sentence. These two sentences are connected with but, right? Therefore, it's conjunction, right? Am I clear, guys? Guys, shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. What could be the answer? What could be the answer? Guys, could you please respond to me?
Sir, B.
B, sir.
Answer is B. Who answered first? Answer is B.
Me, sir, Anvesh.
This is Anvesh, right?
Yes.
Good, good. Your answer is good. Answer is right. Could you please support your answer? Could you please give me your reason? Your answer is right. Absolutely right. Answer is
Basically, sir, you relate one word, another word using that preposition word base.
Exactly, exactly. A word which relates one word to the rest of the sentence, usually a preposition, right? The word itself tells us preposition of a noun, preposition of a pronoun, right? That's why it's called a preposition. Usually prepositions are used before a noun or pronoun, and it shows its relation to the rest of the sentence, right? This is what you call preposition. Good, 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 Ganesh. Very good. And here is a sentence. I ate everything but a mango. Here, I ate everything. This is the sentence. A mango, this is a noun. And but is the word which connects mango to the rest of the sentence, right? Which connects mango to the rest of the sentence. That's why it is a preposition. But you may ask me one question, sir. In the earlier sentence, but used as a conjunction, but here, the same but used as a preposition. But guys, you have to remember one thing. A word can be used in different contexts, in different parts of speech in a sentence. For example, for can be preposition, can be a conjunction. Just like but. Understand? Don't think that but is always conjunction, for is always preposition. Understand? But we have to think the context in the sentence. We have to draw what kind of part of speech it is, basing on the sentence. In the sentence, how does it work? That can be the main consideration, right? Anyhow, here, this is what you call preposition. Mithil, and could you please read it out, the first sentence? Mithil, please. Mithil,
Yes, sir.
Could you please read it out?
We talked on the phone for an hour.
For over an hour, right? And identify the part of speech of the highlighted word.
Talked.
What is this?
Talked.
Talked. Okay, the word talked. What kind of part of speech it is?
Verb.
That's a verb, right? Your answer is verb. Good. Your answer is verb. We'll see at the end, right? The rest of the things. And Vidya, could you please respond? Could you please read it out the second sentence?
We had a nice talk yesterday.
Okay, talk is highlighted, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's the part of speech of word talk? If people want to answer me, you can post it in the chat box. And one, verb, two, something like that, like so. You can send me in the chat box. Divya, what's the part of speech of the word? The word talk.
Verb, sir.
Verb. Okay. What is the word nice? What's the word nice? What kind of part of speech? Part of speech it is?
Adverb.
No. Nice, a nice guy, nice man, nice thing, nice book, nice poem. We say adjective. Very good.
It's
Somebody
adjective,
answer.
sir.
Adjective. Okay. Usually adjectives are used before
Noun.
noun. Therefore, the word talk is noun.
Noun.
Very good. Third sentence. Anvish, could you
Kids love
please?
to see. Kids love to see a talking parrot.
Okay, talking parrot. What kind of participant?
Adjective. Because it's
Adjective.
describing the kind of.
Yes, exactly. Your answer is super. It is describing noun parrot. That's why it's an adjective. Super. And the fourth one. The fourth one.
Talking for long can exhaust your energy.
Okay. Talking. What kind of part of speech is it? What part of speech it is? Talking.
Verb. It's no.
Wow. Divya, is it one? Nalini, what do you say? Talking. Nalini, am I audible? Nalini, could you please respond to me?
Yes, sir.
What's the part of speech of the word?
I think it's a noun.
Noun. Okay, some of your friends say it's a verb. But guys, one thing you have to keep in your mind, it's a verb, but working as a noun. That's why it is called verbal noun. Did you get the point, guys? It's a verb, but working as a noun. I'll give you some more examples. Smoking is injurious to health. I think you have heard it many a time, right? Smoking is injurious to health. Am I right, guys?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in that way, is any word which is dominant in the sentence considered as a noun?
It's not the, okay, you're right, but it is not the concept of dominating. It's the concept of verb acting as a noun. This is usually called gerund, G-E-R-U-N-D, gerund. Gerund means verb acting. For example, swimming is the best exercise of all. Swimming is the best exercise of all. Understand? Here, swimming, it's a verb, but acting as a noun here. Smoking is injurious to health. Smoking is a verb, but acting as a noun. Here, talking is a verb, but acting as a noun. This concept is called gerund. Okay, are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Very good. And what about the fifth sentence? Saivaram, could you please answer the fifth question?
It's a verb.
Saivaram.
It's a verb, sir.
It's a verb, absolutely. There's no confusion at all, right?
Sir, it's a verb.
It's a verb, sure. Your answer is absolutely right. Good, good. Thank you. This is the verb. Now, see, the answers just displayed. I'll display the answers. This is verb. This is noun. This is adjective. This is gerund. This is somewhat new concept, but nothing is new. Verb, V1 plus ing acting as a noun. This is what you call gerund. Very clear, right? This is also verb. Very good, guys. Thank you. Okay. Please solve this problem. Please solve this problem.
Preposition.
This is a preposition. A preposition. Your answer is this one, right? Preposition. Anyone else, please? Nalini, what could be your answer?
Yes, sir. I think it's a preposition.
It's a preposition. Okay. Satvik? Satvik, what's your answer, Satvik?
Preposition.
Satvik, are you here?
Sir, it's pronouns.
It's pronoun. Who said it's pronoun? May I know his name?
Me only, sir. Anvesh. I told preposition
Anvesh,
first, but I
Anvesh.
changed it to pronoun.
Yes, very good. It's a pronoun. Could you please give me your reason how it's pronoun?
Yes, sir. Like I can consider myself as he. So Anvesh can be turned as red is being, or what? Red is being targeted using another word, saying formal, which came first. So
Exactly.
we're using formal like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Your answer is super. Here we are talking about red and blue, right? We are talking about red and blue. I prefer the farmer. Farmer means first one, farmer and latter. I think you might have heard the word many a time, right? Farmer and latter. Okay, between red and blue, I prefer the farmer. Here, farmer, this word is used in the place of red. Am I right? Are you clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. You know, a pronoun is a word which is used in the place of noun. That's why farmer is a pronoun here. Because farmer is the word which is used instead of the word red. That is a noun. Therefore, it is pronoun. Are you clear, guys? Shall we go to the next one? Students, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Let's see. We'll go to the next one. This is a bit information about farmer and later. We frequently use in our conversation. Okay, guys, I'm expecting someone will give me an exactly right answer. I'm expecting someone.
It's a verb, sir. Here, it is acting as a verb, sir.
It's an acting. It is acting as a verb. Are you clear? Please go through the sentence once again. Are you clear?
This is a preposition, sir.
Who said this is a preposition? Anvesh, right?
Yes.
Aswin.
Anvesh, sir. Anvesh.
Anvesh.
Yes, sir.
Good, good, Anvesh. This is what you call preposition, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Could you please justify? Could you please give me your reason why it is preposition?
Yes, so we're actually connecting. I mean, like, yeah, relating the name with the rest of the sentence using save. So they do not know anything about her except her name.
Yes, exactly. Save exactly means accept. That's why it's a preposition. But earlier, I have already told you, a verb may be used in different contexts, working in different, they serve different purposes. Here, it serves the purpose of a preposition, but not a verb. Understand me? They do not know anything about her except her name. Save, we come across many times save as a verb. We use a number of times save as a verb, but here it is, save is used as a preposition. That's why earlier I told you a word may be used in different parts of speeches. That's why we must be very particular, we must be very careful regarding those sentences. I told you some examples also for, but, save. These are some kinds of words that they serve different purposes in the sentences. Very good. The answer is preposition C. Very good. Could you please answer this, guys? Cyber, your answer, please.
It's a preposition, sir.
It's a preposition.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
clear? And people, can answer me in the chat box also. Preposition.
Conjunction, sir.
Conjunction. Is it Nalini or Vivya?
Vidya, sir.
Very good. And how do you come to know that's a conjunction?
It's connecting two phrases, sir.
It is connecting two phrases or two sentences. Divya, two phrases or two sentences?
Sentences, sir.
Very good, exactly right. That's why it's conjunction. We cannot, here see, we cannot understand the disease, one sentence. We understand the person and the sentence, right? These two sentences are connected by this word unless. We have already discussed the conjunction is a word which joins two nouns, two pronouns, and two conjunctions, right? That's why, two clauses. That's why that is a conjunction. Here, the word unless is a conjunction. Super. Your answer is super. Vivian, very good. Super. Your answer is fantastic. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your answer? Nalini? Abhishek, could you please answer me?
So conjunction.
It's a conjunction again. Nalini, are you Nalini?
No, sir. I am Rishita.
Rishita. Rishita, could you please give your reason why it is conjunction?
Sir, here I felt when the first sentence is once your grandfather gets here, we're leaving for dinner. So those are two different sentences. After the grandfather comes in, then we're going for dinner.
Exactly right answer. Super, super fantastic. Your answer is excellently well. Here, once is the word which joins this sentence and this sentence together. That's why it's a conjunction. Super, super, super. Very good. Are you clear, guys? Shall we go to the next one? Guys, shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Good, 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 good. Many answered C. Very good, guys. You are very active. I'm really interested in you guys. And we'll go to the next one. See, here is a small concept we have to learn. And if you understand this concept, and there may be no chance at all to commit a mistake regarding pronouns. You know, usually people commit mistake regarding pronouns. That's why we should know this concept. It's very, very easy, guys. If you pay a bit attention, you can easily understand and this concept and the case. This concept is called case. And pronoun has subject to case, object to case, possessive case. But we are talking about subject to case and object to case. There are only two cases we are talking about. Maximum. You know, a confusing thing regarding subject to case and object to case. Understand? When many competitive exams like GRE, GMAT, and CAT, all these exams, you get confused with this one, this case, subject to case and object to case. Anyhow, it's very, very easy, guys. Every sentence has a verb, right? Guys, every sentence has a verb, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, without verb, we cannot create a sentence. And if there is no verb, the sentence is meaningless. That's why every sentence must have a verb. Okay, right? Anyhow, the pronoun which comes before the verb is called subject to case of pronoun. The pronoun which comes after the verb is called object to case of pronoun. Are you clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you one more example. She gave me. She gave me we use, but we don't use her gave I. Do we use her gave I or she gave me? Which one is the right one?
She gave me.
She gave me.
Yes, the farmer, right? The farmer. The first one is right. She gave me.
Yes,
we use.
sir.
She gave me, because why do we say she? Because it comes before the verb. The verb gave. Gave is the verb here. The pronoun comes before the verb. That's why she. The pronouns which come after the verb are called object to case of pronoun. Understand? For example, I told him. We don't say me told he. Understand? But the pronouns which come before the verb, subject to case. The pronoun which come after the verb, object to case of pronoun. Let's see. I is subject to case. Object to case is me. Okay, we is subject to case. Object to case is us. But actually, you have to understand you. You is a different thing. You can be singular, you can be plural. For example, you are a boy singular, you are boys plural. You subject to case, object to case same. For example, you talk to me, I talk to you. Understand? There is no difference at all in subject to case as well as in object to case regarding you. Okay, just like it also. See, it also. Subject to case of it and object to case of it is the same. They remain as it is in the object to case also as in the subject to case. There is no change at all, right? And here, he subject to case, him object to case. She subject to case, her object to case. They subject to case, them object to case. You must understand, whenever a verb, the pronouns which come before subject to case, the pronouns which come before subject to case, the pronouns which come after the verb, object to case. The pronouns which come before the subject to case, the pronouns which come after the verb is called object to case of pronoun. Verb is very much important. Very clear. Remember one thing. Pronouns which come before the verb, subject to case. Pronoun which come after the verb, object to case. Are you clear? Shall we go to the next one? Because some questions are laid on this concept. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. See, what could be your answer? Rishita, what could be your answer? Sai Varun? What could be your
Is it
answer?
C?
C, sir.
C.
C, sir.
C. Oh, all you people agree with each other, right? Could you please give me a reason why it is C? Nalin? Nalini, could-
Sir, could it
Only
accept the D
C.
also, sir?
you know, your answer is right. C is the answer. Absolutely, no doubt in it. C is the answer. Now, actually, I want why the other options are not correct. I want to know the reason.
Sir, only C can make the proper sentence.
Anyhow, a first pay use, a first pay is used. It is not. Here it is a first pay. It is usually possessive pronouns do not take a first phase, right? Possessive itself is possessive. That's why there is, you know, it's no, I mean, no apostrophe, I mean, no possessive is used, right? That's why them, here them is used. What did we discuss? After the verb, objective case of pronoun is used. After the verb, objective case of pronoun is used, but here it is the thing is, you know, my sister and her husband brought a new car. I drove their car yesterday, but my car is better than them. Do we use them? What do we use?
Theirs.
Theirs.
Theirs. Very good. Them is for persons, theirs is for things. That right? That's why this is also wrong. That's why option C is the right one. Good, good guys. Very good. And shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
First answer. If you are not comfortable to answer my question verbally, you can post it in the chat box.
C, sir.
C. Priyanka, what's your answer?
C, sir.
C. You all confined to C, right?
Yes, sir.
There's no option at all. You know, here we have to think about the subject one. One singular. One is feminine gender, masculine gender. One is feminine gender, masculine gender. Satvik. Satvik. One is feminine gender, masculine gender. Satvik, are you here? Abhishek, are you here? Could you please respond to me? Abhishek, could you please respond to me? Okay, Vivian, what's your answer? You said C, right?
No, sir, I didn't say C.
Here, okay, I'll explain. One, you know, whenever a sentence begins with one, and it is neither masculine gender nor feminine gender. Therefore, one must love one's country. One must do one's duties, right? Whenever a sentence begins with one, usually that can be one's. And tag also, mustn't one. Don't say mustn't he, mustn't she, something like that. Okay, it's a little bit tricky, and you know, it is given to confuse you, usually in the competitive exams, right? The answer is, what's the answer then?
A.
A. Very good, guys. And shall we go to the next one? What's the answer? What's the answer?
D, sir.
Answer is
D.
A. Okay, and it is likely that you and me we use, or me and you and I we use, because it is used as a
I think
subjective
it's
case.
C, sir.
Answer is C. Very good. The answer is C, because in the subjective case, this is verb, right? This is verb, right? Before verb, subject to case of pronoun is used. You fits here, but me does not fit here. I fits here, right? This can be the right answer. Okay. And when it comes to the A and she, object to case does not fit here. That's why the option C is the right answer. Did you catch the point?
Yes, sir.
What could be the answer? Saivaran, are you reading it out? Saivaran, are you here?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Are you reading it out?
Yes, sir. I am reading.
Thank you. I'm expecting answer from you. Somebody said A. Answer is A. That is each of them, right?
Yes,
Somebody
sir.
answer. Nitin?
Yes, sir.
You said each of them, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll see. We'll see the answer. And somebody said
C, sir.
answer is C. Who said C?
Anvesh, sir.
Anvesh, very good. And why it is C? Could you please explain? Why it is C? May I know the reason?
I don't know. That's the part of the general things we use.
Okay.
Simply we say all of them.
Yes, you have a notion in general, right? After reading the passage. Anyhow, your answer is right. C is the right answer. But see, the Federalist Papers is a compilation of articles written by Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, as well as a few by John Jay. Here, these three belong to the same thing and Federalist Papers, right? That's why all of them can be the right. Some people say all of which, but all of which, usually which cannot be used for people, which can be used for things. That's why all of them can be the right answer. Because these three people, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and a few by John Jay. These, all of them belong to the same sector. That's what we call the Federalist Papers. That's why all of them can be the right answer. Are you clear, guys? Guys, are you clear? Shall we go to the next one?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. It's a very tricky answer, guys. But the answer is very, very legible. But you use a bit concentration, you can easily get it. But you have to pay attention. It's very easy.
B, sir.
Answer is
B, yourself.
be yourself. And anyone, please? You can put your answers in the chat box. Anyone else, please? Yeah. And Saivaran and Priyanka, yeah. Saivaran, actually, why it is A? Saivaran, could you please answer my question? Why it is A? Could you please respond to me? Saivaran.
Sir, it's referring to, particularly, it's referring to Mr. Maruf, sir. So I think.
Okay, that can be the right answer. And one more thing is, this is what you call verb with the sentence, right? This is verb with the sentence. What did we discuss? A pronoun which comes before the verb must be subjective case. This is not subjective case. This is not subjective case. This is not subjective case. A is the only subjective case. That's why this bracket, you fits the best among the four. Are you clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Nalini, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, what could be the answer?
A.
A, sir.
Priyanka said A and Ashwin said A. And Saivaran A and everybody and most of the people say A. And usually, every player, this is the word which may be a masculine gender, which may be a feminine gender. Understand me? When we are not clear whether the subject is talking about a masculine gender, feminine gender, we use his or her. Understand? Therefore, the answer is
D.
D. Exactly. When every player, each player, when such type of expressions are there as the subject in the sentence, usually it may be he or she. The gender is not strictly limited to either he or she. It is not confined to any particular gender. It may be masculine or it may be feminine. That's why his or her can be used. That's why the answer is D. Are you clear, guys?
So
Yes.
But
one more
why
reason
is it?
also we can. One more reason also there, sir. We can identify that if there is a bats, then we can say there. Only single bat is there, so we can assume that singular will come.
Yes, exactly. You got that point also. This is singular, right? If it is, their bats, usually we don't say their bat. That's very good point. What's your name?
Nitin, sir.
Nitin, very good point. You added excellent point. And somebody is telling something. Could you please?
No, sir. It's clear.
It's clear. Very good. Thank you very much. Shall we move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please go through it.
D,
Unless.
sir.
Answer is B. Unless. Very good. And Satvik, your answer is B, right? Satvik, very good, Satvik. The answer is B. And actually, I think it's Nalini, right? Or Vivya?
Vidya, sir.
Sorry, Vidya. And Vidya,
Yes,
why do you draw the conclusion that the answer is B?
Because only that word fits the sentence, sir.
Exactly.
Unless it is very bad.
Exactly. Unless it is very bad, she complains usually, right? Good.
Yes, sir.
Good. Very good. Thank you very much. And we'll go to the next one. What's your answer?
A.
Answer is A. And A, Sai Charan. Is it Sai Charan A? Right? Good.
Sir, D.
Answer is D. If not, and you understand, unless means if not. I'll tell you one example. If you do not come to party, if you do not invite me, I will not come to your party. Unless you invite me, I will not come to your party. Conditional clauses.
It's A, sir.
Yeah, exactly. A is the right answer because, here conditional clauses, this is a result clause, this is a condition clause. That's why if can be the best fit here, right? It best suits. Unless means if not. If you, for example, if you do not promise me not to drive fast, you can borrow my car. Usually it sounds something, opposite, right? Are you clear?
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
are you clear? Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good. Say next one. Satvik, what's your answer?
D, sir.
Answer is
D, no preposition.
no preposition. How did you guess?
But sir, by reading the sentence,
By reading the sentence, you
ending the
came.
outcome means between we cannot.
Your answer is right. Undoubtedly, your answer is right. Absolutely right. It's no preposition. I think you used some other technique, right? Because earlier there is no preposition answer. That's why this is the only thing, no preposition. That's why you answered, right?
Not like that, sir. I thought that in between pending and I think in these three, None of these three will suit in this. Either in or up or with.
Yes, usually they do not suit with that. Good answer. Good answer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shall we go to the next one, guys? Guys, shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Usually pending does not follow any preposition. See, I think you answer. You can easily answer. I think so.
In front of.
In front of, sir.
In
In
front of.
front of. In front of. In front of. Are you clear? What's the what's the difference between in front of and opposite?
Opposite
Yeah.
two clearly makes a sense, sir.
Here, Jack, here, male, Clary, female, right? Jack and Clary went to a restaurant.
Yes, sir.
Jack sat dash Clary in the restaurant. Usually, when two people go to the restaurant, when usually wife and husband or people who are in love, they go to a restaurant. How do they sit actually?
Beside.
This is not beside. It is given to confuse you. This is besides. Beside is different. Besides is different. Beside means by the side of. Besides means in addition to. I hope you understand, guys.
Yes, sir.
Don't get confused because besides is given here, not beside. Okay, I'll tell you the difference. See, observe the screen. And for example, someone sitting in the sofa, someone sitting in the sofa, someone sitting in the sofa. This is what you call, for example, in the bus. This is a bus. This is one seat. This is another seat. This is another seat. One person sit here. One person sit here. One person sit here. This is what you call. This chair is in front of this one. Understand? For example, this is the table, restaurant. And one person sits here, one person sits here. Opposite. This is what you call opposite. This is the difference between opposite and in front of. Are you clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Don't use opposite to. Opposite. Don't use opposite to. For example, opposite to is different. A is opposite to B. Black is opposite to red. True is opposite to false. Then it can be opposite to. But here it is opposite. Don't use opposite to. I hope you understand, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Mithun, are you clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Good. Very good. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good. Thank you. And what can the answer?
B, sir. During and off.
B. Exactly right answer. Could you please give me an explanation? Your answer is right. Absolutely right.
Because during the game only, the racket will do off our hands.
Yes, exactly. Usually we use during the game. We don't use along the game. Along the river, along the beach, along the corridor. That can be okay. But during, this is, and I mean, during is the right word for the game. During the game. And usually the second one, the link with it, right? During and off. Answer is B. Are you clear, guys? Guys, are you clear?
Sir.
Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
D, sir. Along.
Answer
Along.
is D. And Sai Chandra is name. What's your name? And Sai Chandra, something like that. I couldn't able to see the. 90227. Sai, could you please respond to me? Sai, please. Sai Chandana. Oh, sorry.
So as you can come as if you like.
Sir, this is what you call along. Along.
Yes, sir. Along.
Along. Answer is D. Very good. Very good. Your answer is D. No doubt in it. Okay. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
What's the answer?
Because of.
Sir, what's your answer?
C, sir.
Answer is C. Usually, you know, a sentence usually does not begin with the due to. You know, that's the rule. A sentence does not begin with the due to.
Because of.
Because of.
And because of and moving to, both are right answers. That's why the option is D. Because of the rising cost, or moving to the rising cost, both are right. Therefore, the answer is D. But actually, due to is not, because due to, a sentence should not begin with due to. Are you clear, guys? That's why the answer is D.
Okay.
What's the answer?
B.
D, sir.
Answer is
D.
Answer is D.
From and
Exactly.
among.
Exactly. The reason is prohibit is the verb which is usually followed by from, prohibited from, right? And
Yes,
there are a list of verbs. That's what we call fixed prepositions. Usually we use. If you want to go through the fixed prepositions, I'll send you. And if you give me, I'll give my mobile number in the chat box. And if you someone give me some message in WhatsApp, I'll reply I'll give the document fixed prepositions. If you are interested, you can go through, and usually the particular verb comes across with follows the particular preposition, right? I'm giving my number.
Okay.
This is my mobile number, and if you have any doubt, and you can reach me by WhatsApp, right, guys? I'm not going to devote much of your time. I've already did it, and thank you very much, guys. I'm very much thankful to you. You are very much interested, and your interest, makes me very lovely